At first, everything looked normal. A short video that shows Jungkook's expression when he was at an international event was uploaded again by an overseas fanbase account. Not long after that, Lisa's video clip from different camera angles appeared and began to be compared by netizens. The thing that makes the public excited is not only because they are at the same event, but because of small details that are considered accidental, but instead continue to provoke the curiosity of many people. From the way they react, certain timings, to expressions that are considered too synchronized, everything is immediately analyzed on a large scale by the fans. This phenomenon is actually not the first time it has happened. Over the past few years, Jungkook and Lisa's names have often appeared in public speculation. But this time the atmosphere feels different. Many netizens admitted that they are starting to understand why every discussion about the two is always easy to go viral. Not only because they are both global idols with millions of fans, but because their aura and influence are considered too big in the international entertainment world. Even foreign media began to highlight how these two names were able to create a wave of conversation in just a few seconds. What makes the public even more curious is how the reaction of international fans looks much more emotional than usual. Many ARMY and Blink, who previously often argued, began to show different attitudes. Some of them admitted that they began to see that there was a unique chemistry that was difficult to explain when Jungkook and Lisa were discussed at the same time. Not just a personal relationship that is always the subject of speculation, but more to the great influence that they have as two icons of the South Korean global generation. Some pop culture analysts even said that the virality of Jungkook and Lisa actually holds a much bigger secret than just an internet rumor. They judge that the public is watching two figures who are at the peak of world popularity at the same time. Jungkook is known as a figure with a very strong emotional image in the eyes of fans, while Lisa has an international appeal that is considered to have almost no country borders. When two names of that size appear in one narrative, the internet will automatically react massively. Not a few are starting to realize that every small moment between Jungkook and Lisa always has a very wide impact. A quick glance can be international news. An old photo can go viral again years later. Even an ordinary interaction is able to create millions of comments in just a few hours. This phenomenon makes many people believe that the public is actually not only curious about their relationship, but also feels like they're seeing something rare in the modern entertainment world. In the midst of all those speculations, there's one thing that makes the atmosphere more dramatic. Many netizens began to compare how the media treated Jungkook and Lisa compared to other idols. They feel that every move of the two of them always gets a much bigger spotlight. Even when there is no confirmation, rumors about them are still able to dominate the internet. This is what finally makes the public slowly begin to understand the secret behind the virality of the two names. It turns out that their greatest strength is not only in popularity, but in the public's curiosity that seems to never run out. Social media also became hotter when several foreign accounts began to collect various synchronous moments of Jungkook and Lisa over the past few years. Edited videos with emotional music suddenly filled TikTok and Instagram. Many fans admit that they can't stop watching because they feel there is something interesting about the dynamics of both of them. Even some netizens who previously did not follow K-pop got carried away and started to find out about the relationship between the two idols. But behind all that commotion, there's another side that is rarely discussed. Some fans feel that the public is actually too thirsty for romantic narratives in the entertainment world. Jungkook and Lisa eventually become victims of the big imagination of the internet that continues to grow without limits. Every small movement of them is immediately connected with new theories that are not necessarily true. Even so, it cannot be denied that this mystery is what makes their names continue to be talked about. Interestingly, the more people try to deny the rumors about Jungkook and Lisa, the greater the public's curiosity. This phenomenon is considered unique because usually the rumors will subside after some time. But in their case, the situation continues to grow. Many are starting to believe that the virality of Jungkook and Lisa is no longer about right or wrong, but about how the public enjoys the curiosity itself. Some old fans even said that the relationship between idols and the public has now completely changed. In the past, fans only enjoyed music and stage performances. Now, small details of idol life can become global consumption in minutes. Jungkook and Lisa are considered as the most real example of the big change. They are not only artists, but have become a symbol of global pop culture whose every step is able to create an international phenomenon. At the same time, many parties began to realize that the media also played a big role in strengthening the viral of these two names. Dramatic titles, slowed video clips, to mysteries-filled narratives make it more difficult for the public to stop discussing them. Even some foreign media openly called Jungkook and Lisa as the most viral combination in the Korean entertainment industry right now. Now, the public is finally starting to understand that the secret behind Jungkook and Lisa's virality actually lies in one simple thing: human curiosity that is never really finished. As long as there is still a mystery, as long as there are still small moments that can be interpreted in various ways, their names will continue to live on the internet. And maybe that's the reason why every discussion about Jungkook and Lisa always feels bigger, more emotional, and more dramatic than other celebrity rumors. Until today, no one really knows what really happened behind all those speculations. But one thing is for sure, the world doesn't seem ready to stop talking about Jungkook and Lisa. And the more the public tries to find an answer, the bigger the phenomenon grows into something that is difficult to stop. In the midst of a growing wave of speculation, the public began to realize that the phenomenon between Jungkook and Lisa is no longer just an ordinary conversation on social media. There's a strange atmosphere that many people feel every time their names appear in the same sentence. Even some netizens admitted that they initially did not believe in any rumors. But after seeing how the internet kept reacting to every little moment of Jungkook and Lisa, the curiosity slowly turned into something that was difficult to ignore. The situation began to heat up when several international accounts shared a compilation of old moments that were previously almost forgotten. Video clips from the award ceremony, brief glances backstage, to spontaneous reactions that occur only a few seconds are analyzed again in a large scale. What makes the public even more excited is how those small details feel too coincidental, according to some fans. Not a few say that there is a different energy when Jungkook and Lisa are in the same room, although they almost never show an overt interaction. On the other hand, foreign media began to increase the atmosphere. Some international entertainment portals even mention that Jungkook and Lisa are the two names that are the easiest to create an algorithm explosion on the internet today. Every upload that connects them almost always gets millions of views in a short time. Many digital media analysts consider this phenomenon to be very rare, because usually the internet trend only lasts for a few days. But the discussion about Jungkook and Lisa actually continues to live for years without really disappearing. What's more surprising, some of the public is starting to feel that there is an emotional secret behind the virality of the two global idols. They assess the relationship between Jungkook and Lisa in the eyes of fans, not only about the possibility of personal closeness, but about the image of two big figures who are considered to represent the young generation of the world today. Jungkook with a warm, emotional, and mysterious image, while Lisa is known as a strong figure with a very dominant international aura. When two characters of that size are brought together in one narrative, the internet seems to automatically lose control. Not a few fans are starting to compare this phenomenon with the legendary stories of the past entertainment world. They said that it is very rare for two idols from the world's largest group to be able to create this big effect just from rumors and speculation. Even without any confirmation, the public still feels emotionally attached to the story that continues to grow on the internet. This is what makes many people finally begin to understand that Jungkook and Lisa's greatest strength is actually not only their popularity, but their ability to create great imagination in the minds of millions of people. But behind all that, there is a much more dramatic side. Some old fans are starting to feel worried that the media pressure on the two idols has crossed the line. Their every expression is always noticed. Every small movement is analyzed endlessly. Even when Jungkook or Lisa are only seen smiling at different events, netizens can immediately connect them with new theories. Many begin to wonder, are they actually comfortable with all this great attention? The atmosphere became more emotional when some of Jungkook's videos went viral again because of his expression that was considered different in several international events. Many fans admit to seeing the tired side of his face that has rarely been seen so far. At the same time, Lisa also continues to be the center of global attention with a busy schedule and great pressure from the international entertainment world. The public is starting to feel that behind all that luxury and popularity, there are two humans who may be trying to survive in the midst of the world's never-ending spotlight. Ironically, the more people feel sorry for them, the greater the public's curiosity about their relationship. The internet seems to keep moving without being able to stop. Every day, there's always a new theory, new video, or new narrative that makes Jungkook and Lisa's name back into the trending topic. Even some fans admit that they are actually tired of the repeated rumors, but still can't stop following the latest developments about the two idols. This phenomenon finally made many pop culture observers conclude that Jungkook and Lisa have turned into symbols of the modern digital era. They are not just artists, but a representation of how the internet works today. A small moment can turn into a global phenomenon in just a few minutes. A short expression can create thousands of theories, and a rumor without evidence can feel very real because it is constantly talked about by millions of people every day. In the midst of all that chaos, one thing that touched the public the most was the fact that Jungkook and Lisa almost never gave a direct response to the rumors circulating. They chose to remain silent, stay focused on their respective careers, and let the world continue to speak. That attitude is what actually makes their mystery feel deeper. Many people believe that the silence of the two idols is the reason why the public never stops being curious. Now, more and more fans are starting to see the Jungkook and Lisa phenomenon from different perspectives. No longer just a love rumor or an internet theory, but an illustration of how big the influence of two people has on the modern digital world. They have become the center of global attention without much talk. And maybe that's the biggest secret that the public is finally starting to understand. Because in the end, the entertainment world does not always need a definite answer to keep people interested. Sometimes, a small mystery that is never solved is actually the reason why a story continues to live. And as long as the internet is still filled with curiosity, Jungkook and Lisa's names seem to continue to be one of the biggest and most emotional phenomena ever born from Korean pop culture.